Taking our heart rate?
And we're taking our heart rate. What now?
Did you not know about that when we took our heart rate?
I did, because I've done aerobics. But let's talk about that. You do the tape, and then you encourage people on it to...
Well, when you first, you should find out what your resting heart rate is, and you come down, you go on, and 10 seconds, and you count how many. It should be somewhere between 9, 10, 11. Then as you're doing your aerobics, you build, but you should also check every 10 or 15 minutes, I take my heart rate just to see am I burning fat. If you're doing it too fast, you're not burning fat.
You have to get up to 22, you were telling us before the show.
Yeah, I get up like to 22, sometimes to 25, and at 25 I get nervous and go back down to 22 beats per minute.
And our phone lines are open. I want you to know you can talk to Richard. But if someone's heart rate gets really sky high, like in the 30s, you encourage them to slow down and take it a little easy?
Totally. I mean, I check around the room like there was, and it doesn't matter if you're overweight. You can weigh 105 and your heart is a muscle and it beats like this all day long. And if you don't take care of it, it gets clogged and stuff. And so if you're not exercising and you start an exercise program, of course you should go to a doctor. But you should learn some techniques about your heart rate, learning if you're burning fat. And that's and when I sell my Sweatin tapes, inside is a chart. It explains that. That's very important.
Let's take a call. Good morning. You're on Good Day with Richard.
Good morning. Hi, Richard.
Hi, who's this?
Mary Beth.
Hi, Mary Beth.
I love you so much. You have changed my life, my whole attitude towards life. For 5 years, have been trying to diet on and off, and I never exercised. I would try everything, and I gained everything back, and I just gained over 50 pounds. And about 2 months ago, I started with your Sweatin to the Oldies tape, and I lost 21 pounds.
Hey, isn't that great?
And I feel so much better than I've tried dieting, and I'm always so tired and exhausted.
But you see, you have to stop dieting. Your body needs a certain amount. For years I threw up after I ate. I starved. I did all kind of silly things. Now I eat big salads. I watch the fats, but I don't skip a meal. For me to skip a meal, I mean, I'd have to be dead. What? 12 o'clock? Where? Lunch? I mean, my thighs ring. When it's lunch. Did you eat breakfast today?
Yes, I did.
What did you have?
I had an oat bran oatmeal.
Yeah.
And a little bit of wassa bread.
Yeah.
And water.
Okay. Don't forget to add some juice in the morning, some fruit, some fiber in the morning. You need that.
But let's talk about something. This whole perception of I have to be skinny and look like the pictures in the magazines.
Terrible.
You're not advocating that.
No.
You're saying that being a little round is okay if you're happy.
I'm saying everybody should keep trying. If there's somebody who's 400 pounds, I want to get them down to 200 pounds. If somebody's 200 pounds, I want to get them down to 150. But yesterday I called a lady, because I get about 10,000 letters a month, and I call between 50 to 100 people every day, whether I'm on the road or not. And this girl wrote me a suicide letter. She was 120 pounds, and she wanted to be 112. Oh. So no matter what it is, if the weight bothers you, try to get it off. But don't keep punishing yourself. Fat people have a tendency to punish themselves.
I think Oprah has done a lot, and I wonder your perception of this. Do you agree? She's done a lot by saying, look, I've got to like myself first.
But she also did something I didn't particularly love, which was saying, well, I'll never diet again, because I think she didn't do it the right way. I don't think she ate 3 meals a day and exercised. She did the liquid diet, which I think most people do, and gain the weight back. I still would like to see Oprah eating well and exercising, I think she looks great. Matter of fact, I personally think she looked better, a little heavier than when she got too thin, because when she got too thin, she looked out of proportion. But when you're on that railroad of getting thin, you never know when to stop, never know. I think Oprah looks beautiful whether she is her weight now or whether she lost weight. It's just liking yourself. But again, if your blood pressure's wrong, if your heart rate's too high, if your knees hurt, if your back hurts, then fat is not beautiful, Eileen.
No.
You got to get rid of the fat.
Yeah, then it's a health issue, and that's really important. Let's take a call. Good morning.
Yes. One, I have to say, Richard, I'm so glad you're in Boston and you're here, because the motivation is wonderful.
Thanks.
I broke my back 10 years ago, and I've been struggling with weight gain ever since and not being able to do exercises. I just got your deal meal in the mail, and I'm committed and I'm ready to go. And I just wanted you to know that I'm here so that you know, and I'm getting ready to cry, so that you know that I'm doing it, so that I know that there's someone else out there who knows that.
We're all here rooting for you. I'm sorry about your back, and maybe right now you can't do the exercise. Can you do any walking?
Yeah, I'm going to start walking, and I started on the deal meal, and it's fun. It's great.
It is.
I love it.
You eat, you take the responsibility of pulling that card over. But right now, don't put all of your accentuation on the exercise. Right now, get your eating habits together. Because even if you're not exercising, you can lose 1 pound to 1.5 pounds every single week like clockwork. Okay. So let your back rest and just watch those fat cards, okay?
Do you agree with putting music, putting a Walkman or something on your ears to walk?
I have walking tapes called Take a Walk and Take a Hike, where actually take you walking, and you actually do see Oprah and Liz and Jane, and I mean, they're really crazy fun tapes. I try to bring silliness and whimsy into exercise because everyone was so serious when I began this in 1975.
In 73, you moved to LA, though,
Yep.
right? And then 75, you started
opened my
it.
first studio.
And you know, when you were a little kid in New Orleans, and you've talked about this a lot, you were very overweight. You moved to LA, you had a weight issue.
200 pounds in the 8th grade.
And you
Almost 300 pounds by the time I graduated high school. It's a very lonely life at the top of the scales.
And you mentioned throwing up and all of those things
Oh.
that people do. I mean, you got
I was
really
on diet pills since 8 years old. My mother used to rip out diets in True Confessions and slip them under my bedroom door because she didn't want to say anything to me. I've been getting a lot of letters from parents who have overweight teens. And what can you say? If you're nice, they don't take it right. If you're angry, of course they're not going to take it right. Here it is, 1991. We have a lot of overweight teens. We have a lot of overweight men. When I was on General Hospital, my fan mail used to be 95% women, 5% men. Now it's 30% men.
Good.
Because men are feeling the discrimination squeeze. They're not getting the jobs, the insurance, the relationships they want because of the fat.
Yeah.
So they come to me and saying, hey, you're a little silly, your pants are a little short, but I like you. Help me to lose this weight. And so I help them.
On the infomercials, do you actually call people, surprise them?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
real?
Oh, matter of fact, in 2 weeks, I'm going to go to surprise 10 people all over the country, and none of them know I'm coming. I just go to their house where they work, to the beauty shop. I mean, and these are people that I've been talking to for maybe a year or two, and now I get to meet them.
Oh, that's so
I get to
great.
be in their living room where they first...
Kind of a reward for their working hard.
Yeah.
Let's take another call. Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I have 120 pounds to lose, and I'd like to know, how do I get motivated? What is going to make me want to do this for myself?
What do I hear in your voice?
Depression.
Do I hear depression and sadness?
Very sad.
Has the fat come in the way of your life?
Yes.
Has
Yes.
it taken over?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with losing weight, yeah.
Here's what you have to do. You got to go to the doctors. How long has it been since you've been to the doctors?
Oh, I just went last week.
And what did he say?
He put me on a diet.
Okay.
But he wants me to become a vegetarian.
Okay.
And I cannot have a meal without meat. I'm going crazy.
So then you eat smaller portions of meat. On deal meal, you only get 4 ounces. Maybe you should try just chopping up some chicken and putting in some stir fry with some vegetables.
I have your deal meal cookbook. It's wonderful.
So what's going to make you do this? You've got to sit down with a sheet of paper and a pen. And on one side, you write all the things you like about you. And all those things that you like about you will help motivate you to get rid of the things you don't like about you.
You know, explain something too. This lady just said I have to lose 120 pounds. That's pretty overwhelming
Well,
when you stop and think about it.
10 pounds a month.
But is that the way to think about it? This week, I'd like to lose a pound. Isn't that an easier way to...
Well, I think you have to have a general goal.
Yeah.
Okay, she has 125 pounds, so that's 10 pounds a month, that's 12 months, 120. So it's going to take her a year and 2 months to get the weight off. Now, that is the overall. Then you take it by weeks. Then you have to get on the scale once a week. Then you have to keep a goal sheet. I mean, it's work. The same work you take into going out to get pizza, calling in for Chinese food, sitting in restaurants, doing dishes, making recipes. That same energy you take in gaining the weight, you have to reverse it and use that same energy in losing the weight. Taking that energy and making the exercise. That's what Richard Simmons did.
Yeah.
Because I could eat you, I'd arm wrestle you for a candy bar. But how I've changed...
I'll win.
How I've changed is the exercise has saved Richard Simmons' life.
I know.
Without it, I think I'd go right back up to 300 pounds.
And now we have to go. Well, time's out, over. But you're going to do a low-cal Larry King cable show?
Yeah, I'm doing a new show called Chewing the Fat.
Oh, what a good idea.
And I'll be calling people live on the air with open phone lines because there is not one show on the air that is motivational and inspirational for the overweight person, so I'm doing it. You look good.
It's good to
look
see
happy.
you.
You got
I'm
a new
happy.
set.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.